Adama Traore grew up as a skinny kid who seemed more likely to be blown away by the wind rather than terrorise defences with his immense strength and speed. As a teenager, in his early years at La Masia, he was seen as a child better suited to an athletic career rather than one on the football pitch. Yeah, he could be described as a man who failed to reach his full potential, but even with that in mind, and against all odds and criticism, Adama Traore is truly the biggest beast in football, and certainly the fastest out there. But how did this all happen? How did this skinny kid become the fastest player on the planet? This is the story of Adama Traore. He joined Barcelona's famous La Masia Youth Academy in 2004 at the age of 8, after a brief spell at neighbouring La Hospital. Initially, at that tender age, he indeed looked like the wind could knock him over. Skinny legs, arms like twigs. But even then, coaches noticed something special. While other kids were practicing fancy tricks, passing accuracy and tactical awareness, something fundamental for La Masia's kids from a young age, Adama did one thing better than anyone else: run. Yeah, he would probably have been the perfect actor to partner Tom Hanks in that legendary scene from Forrest Gump, because running was indeed Adama's biggest passion. Over the next few years, he broke through the ranks and by the age of 15 was already breaking records. In 2 seasons with La Masia's youth team between 2011 and 2013, he scored 87 goals. Not because he had the best shot, but because nobody could catch him. Defenders would try to tackle him, but he would be 2 steps ahead, stealing the ball. Teammates used to joke that passing to Adama was easy. Just kick the ball forward and watch him chase it like the fastest man alive. By that time, it was already clear that his physique had evolved, as some reports claim that after 2010, Adama skipped 3 age groups simply because of his large frame. He was already too big for his peers. At 17, he got his big break. Yes, as much as you may not believe it, but young Adama Traore really managed to break into Barca's attack, even with a front line already filled with extraordinary talent. His debut came in a league game against Granada in the 2013-14 season, when Messi, Neymar, Pedro and Alexis Sanchez were all in the team. Barca were keen to give a bright youngster from their academy a chance, and coach Tata Martino saw the match against Granada as the perfect opportunity to give Traore some minutes. In the weeks and months that followed, there was no real place for Adama. He was too good for the B team, but not experienced enough to break into the first team, especially with all the talent available. Now, if you're a Barca fan, with what feelings do you remember 2015? Well, I'm sure you will regard 2015 as the best, or one of the best years for any Barcelona fan. The senior team won La Liga, the Copa del Rey and the Champions League to complete an unforgettable trio. Well, for Adama Traore, this was certainly one of the worst of his professional career. Firstly, the B team were relegated from the second division and Adama became a target for criticism. The numbers showed why. He could dribble past 3 players with ease, but then he just wasn't good enough at finishing or creating. In the 2014-15 season, he made just 2 first-team appearances, both in the Copa del Rey, and scored his one and only goal of his Barcelona career. And you'll understand how unbelievable this is towards the end of this video. Apart from that, he made 37 appearances for the B team, scoring only 3 times, numbers far below initial expectations. Add to that the fact that Barca were cooking up front with the iconic MSN trio, with Pedro and Rafinha as their first substitutes, and it was clear that Adama's place was elsewhere. And just then, Premier League side Aston Villa knocked on the door with a €10 million offer. Interestingly, despite Adama's recent performance, Barca were still intrigued by his one-on-one ability and left the door open for him to return one day, as then President Josep Maria Bartomeu included a 3-year buyback clause. And eventually, Adama Traore would have made a sensational comeback a few years later. But let's leave that for later. The next chapter of his career were the Villains from Birmingham, traditionally one of the greatest clubs in English football folklore. Villa were now struggling badly in a transitional period between 2 of their strongest eras in their history, the one of the late 2010s with Martin O'Neill at the helm, and great players like Gabriel Agbenlahor, Stilian Petrov and Gareth Barry, who finished in the top 6 for 3 successive seasons, and the current one under Unai Emery. Simply put, Adama chose the worst possible time to play for Villa. He made just 10 Premier League appearances, assisting just 1 goal and failing to score in the whole of the 2015-16 season. He didn't help Villa avoid relegation, as the Birmingham side were relegated to the Championship and were undoubtedly the worst team in the league. The turn of events didn't stop Adama Traore from showing his place in the top flight, however, as he was sold to Middlesbrough for an undisclosed fee. Unfortunately, the attacking figures didn't change for him. He made 31 41 appearances for Boro, again without scoring, and provided just 1 assist. This time, however, he was causing more problems with his pace. At the end of the 2016-17 season, the story repeated itself, as Middlesbrough got relegated, but this actually started the essential part of Adama Traore's career. The following season in the Championship, Adama scored 5 goals and provided 13 assists for his team, as he also finished his first campaign with over 40 appearances. Adama's solid form caught the eye of Wolverhampton, whose manager, Nuno Espirito Santo, fell in love with his qualities. Traore was quick, sharp and agile in the wide areas, which suited his brand of football. Thus, Adama was an undisputed starter in his squad, peaking in 2019-20, which remains the best individual season of his career to date. Along with Jota and Raul Jimenez in attack, Adama's combination of speed and positional play proved hard to break down. During his career best 2019-20, Adama made 54 appearances in all competitions and contributed 13 goals in the Prem, all of which were extremely valuable. Add to that his 2 goals and 2 assists in the Europa League, and Adama really made a name for himself. It was also the season when his brace against Man City at the Etihad in October proved to be one of the turning points in the title race, as City lost 2-0 and eventually missed out on the crown, finishing 17 points behind Liverpool. Adama Traore was scary, to say the least. If you have a 1% chance of catching him on the wing, you should be at least 3 steps ahead of Adama. Actually, let me correct myself. Catch him is not the right phrase here, because he is impossible to catch. So maybe stop him would sound better. There was a time when former Newcastle defender Jetro Willems claimed that Adama Traore is harder to stop than Cristiano Ronaldo. I've played against some very good players in my career, but no one quite as fast as Traore. I've played against Ronaldo, who is fast, but not that fast. Willems said after a 1-1 draw between Newcastle and Wolves in 2020. Of course, how can we forget the ultimate cheat code from Adama Traore? Imagine being so fast, Kyle Walker can't stop you. But also pour your body with baby oil so you could be literally unstoppable. Another important chapter in his career was his return to Barcelona on loan for the second half of the 2021-22 season. Under the commander Xavi Hernandez, Adama played a crucial role in a number of key matches. In January 2022, the timing was much better than in his first senior period. Barca was struggling financially and lacked attacking firepower. So, in the same transfer window, they brought in 3 forwards: Adama Traore, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Ferran Torres. As for Adama's contributions, he finished the season with 4 assists, but they all came in crucial moments. The first was a perfect cross for Gavi in the 4-2 win over Atletico Madrid, the second and third against Napoli in the Europa League, and the fourth, a fascinating swerving cross on Luc de Jon's head in the dying moments against Espanyol. With those performances, Adama was described by Barca fans as one of the heroes of the dark times, eventually proving his worth after the turbulent 2014-16 period. Yeah, they didn't keep him beyond that loan spell, but one thing was for sure: Adama brought a smile to the faces of Barcelona fans who were desperate to see that positive spark in the team. After his loan spell at Barcelona ended in 2022, Adama returned to Wolves but left the following year to join Fulham on a free transfer. Although inconsistent, he has shown flashes of his explosive pace in literally every game for the Cottagers. At the moment, he's actually doing quite well in the 2024-25 season, with 2 goals and 5 assists to his name. Still, many would see this as an underperformance from a man with frightening potential and physique. Now 29, the page for big football seemingly closed. Adama has probably never been born for this. He won't be remembered as one of the best wingers in the world. Nobody will talk about him even as a top 50 talent who came out of La Masia, but we will all remember him as the true beast of football. The man with 10 finishing, maxed out on 99 strength and 99 pace. This was the story of Adama Traore. If you enjoyed this, subscribe to Ball Deep for more similar content, or just check out our video on Celtic's dream signing, Mateusz Kavistogordan. See you there.